Hello everyone, I'm Robi, I'm a character artist, and thank you very much to hosting me here at the JusticeCon. What I will do is a workshop about the character design. So I just show you a couple of characters that I already made in theme with JusticeCon. What we'll do now is just dive more into the creation from beginning to the end of one of them. So in this case is the Knightmare Joker from Zack Snyder Justice League. We will just go through all the software and the process that I have. I try to be quick because there are a couple of softwares, so we can't explore too much all of them. I would love to give you an idea of what is possible to do with them. So let's begin. Usually when I make my character, the first step is to sketch a few ideas by looking for a lot of reference and then create something unique. This is the usual goal. In this case, we are making the Justice League Joker. This time we will skip the sketching part because we already have all the references about this character, so we can start. First, we starting collecting references. So I starting to looking for a lot of photo of Jared Leto without makeup, so we can better see, the face shapes. So using ZBrush, this time I started with human base mesh. So with all these Jared Leto picture that we collected, we can start to work on the face, starting with the nose just to make more edgy. Okay, here for example a couple of brushes that I use. ZBrush is full of brushes, but what I use usually is just a few, like the clay build, normal clay, move and flatten. Usually these are the most used for me. I wanna say that this is my kind of workflow to creating characters. There are dozens of different workflow there, so this is a workflow that I'm happy with, but there are tons of different, so everyone has his workflow, and I hope mine can be helpful for anyone. Yeah, details on the face, the eyebrow, all this process was about finding the likeness of Jared Leto as much as possible. In this case, actually, there will be a lot of makeup on it, so if there is not much detail on some aspect of the face, it will be easily hidden by the makeup. So we will try to be as quick as possible. Probably we will change something later, but for now it was okay. So after we happy with the sculpts that we made, we have this body. So what I will do is to start in creating the clothes on it. We will use Marvelous, importing our avatar. In Marvelous, we will make this kind of lab coat. So I just sketched quickly the kind of pattern on Photoshop. Then we will base on the lab coat on it. After we have just the basic shapes, we have a more clear idea how this coat is made. The front part, the back, and then we will add the sleeves. All of this with Marvelous. Marvelous is a software made just for making clothes. So this is a very powerful software which is very helpful for making realistic clothes. I made the UVs on Marvelous as well, so the model is ready to be textured. Okay, once we exported the lab coat from Marvelous, I just put into ZBrush again, and here we will make the bulletproof jacket, like in all this picture that we collected right before. Just making some masks on ZBrush, I started to define the part of the body I wanted to export to make the base of the bulletproof jacket, right? Once we happy with the mask, we then try to extract. Here we have just the base, so we know the volume that will occupy. Here, for example, to make just some detail of the lab coat, I used on the stroke panel under the curve function. There is frame mesh. Here you can see like around the lab coat edges with the help of another brushes. Is a curve multiple tube. We will have this kind of more realistic detail of kind of stitches on the lab coat. Using a lot of other kind of ZBrush part, we will make this detail on the bulletproof jacket. So yeah, all this tactical gear and part for the other front part of the bulletproof jacket. Same process, just masking and extract again like we did before, and then just add some detail on it. Another brush that I use often is the Dam Standard. Made a really tiny line, you can really easily manage it. Just keep going with the tactical pocket. Z modeler I use a lot for make this kind of art surface. When I started this, actually the movie was not out yet, so I just have to base everything on this picture that was released before the movie. So it was pretty hard, but I found a way to find a lot of references as well. Here I just selected a couple of police badges from Google, then I just put on Photoshop in black and white, so I made this kind of alpha. Then imported on ZBrush. In ZBrush there is this section is under alpha, which is make 3D from alpha. So I find a way to just recreate exactly like in the pictures. Same kind of police badges, same process for the gloves, just selecting hand and extract, then work a bit on. We're almost done actually with just the modeling parts of clothes and body and face and accessories and all of these things. will go to Maya for use XGen to make the hair. Starting making the hair with XGen. Yeah, in Maya there is XGen with a software is made for make all kind of hair. As usual, we use a lot of references, always give an eye on them so we can achieve a better result. Once we're happy with the hair, we just make the UV on Maya and then they're ready to be exported. We import the hair on ZBrush and the model is almost done, almost complete. we're missing is all the color part. So we will use another software with Substance Painter, where we'll import the whole model and starting texturing. So we have everything we need on Substance Painter. We start to add materials and colors and detail on it. We will work on the head. So actually in this case all the pores are not sculpted on ZBrush, but I made just a normal map. In this case it will be enough. So just trying to make them makeup as similar as possible, adding stitches for a more detailed result. This lab coat is very old, so with the help of a curvature map from ZBrush, you know, just working with the low poly and high poly baking, we can add more detail on it. How I did, for example, here, adding just a white fabric and then starting to add all this dirt and spots, dirty ground, for example, on the bottom, all this kind of detail. Same thing for the bulletproof jacket. For the SWAT patch, I made an alpha on Photoshop, then imported on Substance. This Joker in the movie is like in a desert, so it's very important to add a lot of sand on it. It will be more realistic.
I textured the guns as well. I didn't make too much detail because actually they will stay hide for the whole scene. I just tried to make them similar the real ones in the previous movies, but yeah, they will be pretty much hide, so we don't need to spend too much time on them. So now also the guns are textured.
we collected the reference, we sculpted the model, we sculpted the outfit, we textured all the model or the character with the clothes that he has. What we do now in the final step, almost the final step, is the rendering software. I will use Marmoset. It's a very powerful real-time render software. So yeah, we will import the whole model and just adding the texture that we exported before from Substance, and then just put on a scene, you know, adding lights, the right atmosphere that we need for this one, and just making a couple of shots so we can show all the job that we made behind all of this. It's just time to find the right lights, the right environment, playing a lot with the sky map. What I also made is just a couple of blend shapes for the face and body. It's actually the same process, but I just wanted to make different poses or different expressions. So the texture actually are the same, the UV are the same, so I just changed the pose and then I just added the same texture like here. And here we have all the final breakdown with all the turntable I made. Yeah, just to show all the works there is behind. So this is my process to make a character like this one in 3D. So I hope this is helpful for someone out there, and I will be really glad to answer to any kind of question you have just to get more into this process. We have to be very quick for this one, but if anyone is interested to know more, I will be very glad to answer them and just to have a chat about it. So thank you very much. Thank you for the hosting. It's been a really pleasure for me to be here. Thank you very much again, and bye.